This is the ActBest Pioneer, a 1300 watt e-bike with 7 speeds. It is a nice bike. It costs about $1,500. It has front and rear suspension, and I use it for commuting. I got a nice bike path where I live. I'm out in the Puget Sound, and there's a lot of people with e-bikes around, and I took a long time choosing this particular one. It's my first and only e-bike, and I'd like to say it's the best, but that's because it's mine. I think it's the best. But I am very satisfied with it. I think anybody would be very satisfied. It goes 33 miles an hour for 50 miles without pedaling. It does have pedals. You could call it a class 2 or a class 3. It has a spot to mount a license plate. There's one on the bike rack in the back. It has brake lights, headlights, turn signals front and rear. It has daytime running lights. Has a keyed ignition. You turn the key, power it up. It's got a color screen. Screen actually comes in pretty good in the sun, but I guess I can't see it too good right now. See, it's got 5 different power assist levels. And the turn signals have a nice look to them. It's got daytime running light, or a headlight. It's quite bright. It has some kind of tire on here. Changyang. They're 20 by 4 inch tires, kind of all-terrain. Has a really nice looking rear suspension. Very strong. It feels very solid at speed. There's no wobbles. It has a triple fork front suspension. There's no adjustment to the suspension. The rear can be adjusted, and that coilover shock is not super fancy, but it's easy to replace. I bought a case for the back that has hard sides on it. I kind of like it. And the package, the box that this came in, I got it off of Amazon. And the packaging came with these large foam blocks that I can put inside of this case, and it just makes a comfortable seat for extra passengers. And it's a very pleasant ride. It goes, like I was saying, 33 miles an hour all day long. It has hydraulic brakes, disc brakes, hydraulic. The motor on the back is not a particular brand, but it's 1300 watts claimed. It's kind of dirty. I've put 500 miles on it so far, and I enjoy it. It puts a big smile on my face every time I ride it. And I'm a bigger person. I'm about 5'10", 240. The bike is rated for 330 pounds, which is pretty high rating. It's rated for a 35-degree slope. It goes up hills very well. And the battery is removable. It's inside of this tube. The frame is made of aluminum. And the battery is UL listed. And I've heard there's problems with batteries exploding, and I think it's better to have the battery encased inside the frame. To remove the battery, you have to remove the seat. There's a bike very similar to this, done by ActBest, that has a seat that just rides right on the tube. And I liked it. This one cost a little bit more, but you can change the seat on this if you want to. And I like that, especially over time. I really wanted something that would last a long time, and I believe this will last a very long time. And at some point in the future, 15, 20 years from now, even if it doesn't work electrically, it'd be very easy to put a gas motor on here and put a little gas tank inside of that tube. So it has a certain level of usefulness, post-apocalyptic use, I call it. And the seat is wide and comfortable. It's almost like a tractor seat. And it came with the rear rack, came with the fenders, turn signals, lights. It includes everything for around $1,500. It's not the cheapest one, but I wasn't looking for the cheapest one. I really, and I could have spent more money. I didn't, the price wasn't wasn't even the point. I just wanted the best thing I could find, and shopping online. And it took quite a while choosing this. And knowing that tubular battery pack is hard to engineer. I believe there's a lot more into this bike than what they're selling it for. And I do believe they have not sold a lot of them. It was a really new bike. I got this in 2023. And I don't think they've sold more than a couple hundred at the most. I think, though, in the future, there'll be a lot more bikes like this with that round battery in different kinds of layouts. And I think this is the best one. Now, the handlebars on the front is something you have to put on yourself when you get the package. And it says to mount this post right here, or this, whatever they call this, is supposed to be upside down, and the handlebars would be lower. I flipped it over, and I ride my handlebars a little higher. I think that gives a better riding position. It's taken some adapting to ride it. It's not like riding a bicycle. It's more like a motorcycle, I suppose. Instead of steering the front wheel, you kind of push the handlebars down, right or left, and tip the bike to the side, and that steers and keeps it nice and stable through the corners. I'm cautious to really push it through a corner, but it does very well. Like I was saying, it puts a smile on my face every time I ride it. I really enjoy it, and it suits my lifestyle very well. And I live on a small island. I have to ride the ferry every day, and just having this not be a car, it saves me $30 a day in commute. So it'll pay for itself quickly. I also don't have to wait in line like the cars do on the ferry. The other option is I can own two cars and have one car on each side and walk over. That just becomes very expensive as well. I ran into so many hassles fixing up junk cars. And this is brand new. It's just nice. $1,500 is not that much money. You could spend that much on a mountain bike easily. I have ridden it on a mountain bike trail, and going uphill on a single track trail, it went too fast to make the corners. I had to slow down for the corners going uphill. It's very strange. Yes, I've got no skin in the game, but I can recommend this is a decent bike at a decent price that I'm sure you will be very happy with this. It does weigh 82 pounds. And I believe the tires are too wide for this to be loaded on the front of a bus on the rack that they provide. And you wouldn't want to lift the 80 pounds up anyways. So this is not the kind of thing you can throw on the front of a bus or throw in the back in the trunk of your car. It's just it weighs too much. But you could get away with wheeling it inside through a door and put it inside at work if you wanted to. And once again, it does have a key. It has a key to start it, and it also has a key for the to turn the battery on and off. So you can lock up the rear battery as well to where it can't be started. It has a basket in the middle that it's the perfect size to carry 2 half-gallons of milk. Holds them snug, and it's tall enough. I believe the controller for the motor is down in the bottom there with the waterproof cover over it. It has a cadence sensor for the pedals. It has metal pedals, a sturdy kickstand. I'll give you a closer look at this rear suspension. All the welds are very nice. Where the rear wheel bolts on, it's very, very strong. It's all tubular aluminum and very professional looking welds. A matte black paint. Hydraulic forks. 180mm disc brakes. Thank you for watching my video. I'll post more in the future. I now have 500 miles on this bike. And we'll see how long it takes to get a couple thousand on here. I've driven it for a month and put 500 miles on it. Not one problem. I'll give you a view of the surroundings once again. There's a pathway that goes all the way across the water with the wooden deck. It's like a bridge. The sky is thick with smoke. There's forest fires in the Okanagan Valley in Canada. These are madrona trees. These cool looking trees. They only grow on the islands out here. There's a large one. There's a really large madrona right there. Extremely large. In the distance is the March's Point refinery. There's an oil tanker honking his horn. And there's the ActBest Pioneer, the absolute best electric bike that I own. What a handsome bike. Indeed.